Tottenham fans, more sad times for Spurs, especially Spurs fans. I've watched a lot of channels, I've read a lot of comments, and after the Alkmaar game, many, even hardcore Ange in people are starting to say enough is enough. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what's going on, my thoughts on Ange and whether he should be in or out, what I think's going to happen, regardless of what I want or what I don't want, and regardless of what the fans are saying. This is a crunch for me. There's going to be a crunch few games for him. We've got Bournemouth tomorrow. It's going to be a very difficult game at home. Many fans are saying that they want Iriola to be the new Spurs manager. I'll talk about that in a bit as well. Instead of Postecoglou, fans seem to have turned their back on Levy, Ange Postecoglou, the players, the club. It's very toxic at the moment, and it's very hard to make these videos or even put a positive spin on things, because I seem to get called a happy clapper, somebody that just wants to support the club blindly. Apparently, I'm just backing them because I just want to be positive, and I'm ignoring all the facts, blah blah blah. So it's very difficult for me too to try and put a positive spin on things. But I'm the kind of person that puts positive spins on throughout life, not just Tottenham Hotspur. And because there is always good things to see in the rough, there always is in life as well. So regarding Ange, he's got Bournemouth tomorrow. Like I said, it's going to be a very difficult game. Let's just play devil's advocate. He loses that game. We go into the Alkmaar game. We're 1-0 down as it is. Let's say we put in another poor performance like we did against them in the first leg, and we ended up going out of the Europa League and then losing 3 days later to Fulham. So that would be 4 losses in a row. We've got all our players back. Well, most of our players back. We've got quite a fully fit squad. So there would be no excuses to give Ange any more. And I feel that regardless of what anybody says about Ange in or Ange out, I feel as we'd have nothing to play for in the league, we'd probably be around 16th if that happened as well. We wouldn't be getting relegated, but we'd just be right near the bottom. We'd be below mid-table side. And I think then there'd be no choice from the board to say enough is enough. I think that's what would happen. But let's play devil's advocate again and just say we got a result against Bournemouth. We got through against Alkmaar, which I think will happen. I think we will beat them at home. I think we'll beat Alkmaar. And then we got a result at Fulham. Just to say the opposite happened to what I just said a minute ago. Then I'm sure the fan base would be, a lot more positive. I think there'd be a lot more upbeat. We'd be in a quarter-final of a cup competition, a major cup competition. We probably would have gone a little bit higher up in the league. Would have closed in on the top 8 by then if we won the next 2 league games. And things could start looking very good. The problem is, a lot of fans can't see a win coming because it's not like we're losing but we should have won, like earlier in the season when we were battering teams but still not getting results. Now we're not even battering teams, we're not even getting shots on target and we're losing. So it's very hard to believe we're going to get anywhere. But here's the thing. As a club, all we've been doing since Poch has gone is hiring a manager, buying players for his style of play, sacking him, giving his players to another manager who doesn't want them, then he will want to buy his players, then those other players are being left on the sidelines, then he gets sacked, then they pass him on to another manager, then we've got a whole squad filled of players that were meant for the first manager and the second manager and now the third manager, and it just goes on and on like this. And there's no team, there's no companionship, there's no telepathy between players, there's no consistency, there's no cohesion, and it just goes on and on and on. Do we now sack Ange Postecoglou and say, right, we're starting another project, and let's just play devil's advocate again and say it was Iriola that comes in. Iriola can come in. He plays high intensity football. He won't change his style of his play, but he will adapt. Yeah. Let's just say he gets the amount of injuries that we got. Yeah. And don't give me Bournemouth have had injuries. People are saying they've got 11 injuries now. They've got 4 and 1 suspension. They had 11 at one point, but only for a couple of weeks. We had 13 for 2.5 months. There's a massive difference, and they were playing once a week. And there's less pressure at Bournemouth. Put Iriola in a high pressure with these fans that are now shouting for Ange Postecoglou out, the ones that shouted for Conte to leave, the one that shouted for Jose to leave, the ones that shouted for Poch to leave but are now saying they want Poch to come back. Put Iriola in that position. He doesn't win every single game. He gets us to mid-table and he goes out of the cups. What's everyone going to do? We all know what the Spurs fans are going to do. He's not good enough. He's only managed Bournemouth side. He isn't experienced enough. He's never won a trophy. We'll go through it all again. It'll be the same stuff. It goes round in circles with this fan base. We never ever stick to someone, support them. We turn on them as soon as things go bad. We turn on the players. We turn on the board. This is what we do now. I made this video because, well, I made this channel because I don't want us to keep doing the same things. All we do, I can go back as far as Sissoko. When Sissoko was signed for us for 30 million and he didn't settle in straight away, everyone turned their back on him. Everyone was really, against him, really abusing him. Abusing him while he was playing and booing him. And then when he turned his form around, which eventually players do after they've been at a club for a while and they've got used to their teammates and the surroundings, he started playing well. Everyone was singing, "Oh, Musa Sissoko." But why did we turn on him in the first place? Maybe if we supported him, maybe he would have got better quicker. There's so many examples of players. Like now we're doing it to Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's not good enough. Sonny's lost it. Madison's not the playmaker we thought he was. Kulu can't play on the right. It goes on and on and on, like harassing and abusing these players. Then Ange is inept. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's only been a manager for 26 years. He's only got qualifications in sports science. He's only won like trebles in Scotland and titles in other countries, but he doesn't know what he's doing. He's inept. It baffles me how much we berate our own club. It's getting ridiculous, and it's very hard now for me to even say anything good about my club now. I get berated in my comments. Why are you sticking up for him? Why are you saying good things about him? Why are you saying that this player's good? These players are crap. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I support this club. So support means support. Support means when I want my team to do well, I support them. When they're not doing well, I support them. I'm trying to help them get through a bad period because that's what I thought support meant. And that's what it is in life. If you had your wife and she was going through a bad time, you'd support her to get her through that bad time, not go, "You're out of your depth. You shouldn't be with me because you're having a bad time. I need a new wife." You didn't do that in life, do you? So why do we do it to our club? It's very, very strange. Let's just say we sacked Ange, we got Iriola in. A year later, same thing again. It's going to be the same. We know it is. So why are we all shouting, "Ange out, he doesn't know what he's doing, blah, blah, blah"? Just, what if he won the Europa League? What if he done that? How bad would all of you lot feel? The ones that are berating him, by the way, a lot of my followers on here don't do that, which is why we're building a really good community. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because we're not like that. We don't start shouting and abusing all our players all the time. And it needs to stop. And is this the crossroads for Ange now? If he goes out of the Europa League, I have a really bad feeling he's going to be sacked. And that'll be us going in the circus merry-go-round again, doing the same crap again. And it just worries me that now we have to do that with a new manager for another 18 months. By the time it gets to 18 months, it'll be, "Oh, we want him out next." It's the same. It needs to change, and we need to change our mentality too. And don't say things like, "Oh, we're doing it because we're slating all the players and everything because we want higher standards." Doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. Let me know what you think in the comments and come on, you Spurs.